it was an unmistakable trend, right? Which is like a 50-year-old's HRV is less than half of a 15-year-old's. And it just keeps getting further and further crushed as we go down. I suppose that speaks to what you said earlier, right? Which is one of the hallmarks of aging is this sort of lack of resilience. And we see it on every level, but this is just a very notable example, which is even at the level of the autonomic nervous system, we lose the ability to recover from insult. And life is an insult.
Exactly.
Everything in life is an insult.
The world around us is insult to us all the time. It's just we can respond much better to it as we're younger.
Yeah. Do you have a sense, by the way, of what it is physiologically at the cellular level that is resulting in this profound reduction in HRV as we age?
You know, it's interesting. They've looked at this, and I don't know that we have a great answer for the exact physiological mechanism. We know it's tied to mitochondrial density, mitochondrial function. We know it's tied to elements of the immune system. We know it's tied to hormonal status. And we obviously see decreases in all those things as we age. So there's probably...
You just have to wonder which ones are causal and which ones are the response.
I don't think we know that, but we definitely know that we can increase our HRV, or we can at least prevent the decline most effectively through cardiovascular fitness. We see people with higher VO2s have higher mitochondrial function. They have higher VO2 that leads to, or at least correlates with greater HRV. So we know that cardiovascular fitness in general seems to be the most closely tied to average HRV. And there's also a pretty strong genetic component, which we can't ignore, and we can talk about that. But yeah, if you look at the hallmarks of aging paper, which I'm sure you've seen, they kind of take these buckets of things, right? They say, oh, as you age, you get dysbiosis, you get deregulated nutrient sensing, you get senescent cells, you get stem cell exhaustion, you get mitochondria. They list all these things that happen as we age, and they kind of look at this prism of what's the output. And if you read that, they say, okay, the output, two of the major things are loss of resilience to homeostasis and lack of a stress response that's appropriate given the world around us. So yeah, where that cause and effect and which one's causing the other is tricky to say. But I think fundamentally aging is this progressive loss of adaptability, and there's multiple pieces to that, obviously. But we're measuring that, as you mentioned, is one of the things that we want to gauge of HRV is how much of that resilience, of that adaptability are we losing as we age, and that's something we can influence through lifestyle and training and everything else that we're trying to do here to prevent that slowdown.